Hi guys, I'm Nivita. In this video, I'm going to take the second part of the psychology videos. Okay, so here we are going to see determinants of classical conditioning. I already told you what is Pavlov's condition, everything. Now we are going to see some of the definitions like simultaneous condition, everything. Okay, before going into this, I'm going to tell some a basic thing on this Pavlov conditioning theory. The first thing is the first time when the bell rings, the dog doesn't react. Okay. Next is when the bell rings. Okay. With the food, the author is training the dog to react to that bell. Okay, so then next step would be like when the bell rings, the food is also given, the dog doesn't react. Okay, after so many times bell and the food jointly comes means the dog started to react. Okay, the dog started to react. After sometimes the bell only rings with no food. Okay, with no food, then also the dog is reacting. Okay, to reduce the conditioning, what this author is doing is he is ringing the bell but not at all providing food. Okay, after sometimes the dog lost this memory and it is not reacting. Okay, after sometimes if bell and food jointly comes, it may remember, it may remember sometimes or it may not remember. Understood? So this is what Pavlov's conditioning. We are conditioning the dog with the help of bell and food. Okay, now we are going to see determinants of classical conditioning. Simultaneous conditioning. Simultaneous means what? The same time conditioning. So the two stimulus, food and bell, were presented at the same time. That is what simultaneous condition is. Delayed conditioning. Food was presented during the bell was ringing. Food was presented during the bell was ringing. So present conditioning while CS refers to conditional stimulus. Okay, so present conditional stimulus, while conditional stimulus is there, present unconditional stimulus. See here we are presenting the unconditional stimulus, which is the bell. Trace conditioning. The food was presented after a short break after the bell rings. Okay, the trace condition refers to what? The food was presented after a short break. Okay, the present conditioning stimulus, short break, present unconditioning stimulus. Okay, backward conditioning. The bell rang after the food present. So US presented, that is unconditioning stimulus presented, then conditioning stimulus presented. Okay, so here the unconditioning stimulus refers to the bell and conditioning stimulus refers to the food. So this is what the backward conditioning, trace conditioning, delayed and simultaneous conditioning. Simultaneous means at the same time we have to present. The food is conditional stimulus and the bell is unconditional stimulus. We have to present the same. Okay. Then delayed conditioning means present conditional stimulus. Okay. While conditional stimulus is there, then present unconditional stimulus, but delay the unconditional stimulus. Trace conditioning means present conditional stimulus, short break, then present unconditional stimulus. Backward means unconditional stimulus, then conditional stimulus is present. Understood? Next we are going to see Skinner's operant conditioning. This theory is given by B.F. Skinner. Okay, this is also known as instrumental conditioning. It is also known as RS learning. RS learning means response stimulus learning. Okay, behavior affects consequences and vice versa. He did experiments on rat and pigeon through operant conditioning. Skinner did this operant condition. Okay, through operant conditioning, an individual makes an association between a particular behavior and the consequences. Okay, the what individual is making is that they will make an association between that particular behavior. If we do like this, then the result will be like this. If we do like this, then the result will be like this. Likewise, they have conditioned their mind. According to that, they will act. Okay. Types of reinforces. Reinforces means what? To encourage others. We used to do something, right? That is what enforces. So there are primary, secondary. Primary means direct influence. Example: food, water, sleep. Secondary influence is a secondary influence. Example: money, reward, incentives. Okay, a very good price. Using secondary influences, we get primary influences. Okay. Okay. Then reinforcement and punishment. Reinforcement increases in behavior. If you reinforce someone for something, it will reinforce them. If you given punishment, no, then it will decrease the behavior. Okay. So operant conditioning refers to the reinforcement as well as punishment. So the reinforcement may be positive, which is stimulus presented. Negative means it is stimulus removed. Okay, behavior will increase when it is a positive reinforcement. Behavior decreases positively. Understood? Then in this punishment, positive stimulus present, negative stimulus present. Positive stimulus means behavior decreases while punishment. Negative means negative also, behavior decreases. Few other points: shaping, slowly, step by step, increment in behavior. Token economy, programmed instruction means self-learning. Differentiate between classical conditioning and operant conditioning. Classical means what? It is based on that dog, So the signal is placed before the reflex. Here, reinforcing or punishing stimulus is given after that behavior. If you see one behavior in anything, after seeing that only you are going to reinforce or punish, right? Then classical conditioning developed in Russia, operant conditioning developed in US, known as Pavlovian, known as Skinnerian, also known as respondent conditioning, also known as instrumental conditioning, because it comes under punishment, right? So they are referring this as instrument conditioning. Works with involuntary behavior, works with voluntary behavior, elicited, emitted. Understood? Then we are going to see Thorndike trial and error learning. Thorndike, father of educational psychology, he is a behavioralist. Thorndike, learning is the result of association between stimulus and response. How beautifully he told us, learning is the result of association between stimulus and response. Okay, so this theory is also known as SR theory. He did experiments on animal intelligence and a book called Educational Psychology in 1913. This theory is also known as plain pleasure theory. Bond or connection is a theory of learning. Okay, experiment. What you are going to do is a puzzle box. Cat was put into a box. Okay, stimulus is food. Food will be provided outside the box. Put outside the box like fish or anything. The response is random tricks. First, the cat will do so many things to get that fish. After sometimes it finds a particular method to do it. So that is what the experiment is. So the motivation here is smell and the drive is hunger. Okay, when the cat is very hungry means it will use different methods to get that fish. Okay, so that's what experiment. Law of learning. Thorndike classified two different categories of laws of learning: primary laws of learning, secondary laws of learning. Primary laws of learning: laws of readiness. mentally and physically. It can be done by creating interest. When you are interested in something new, you'll be ready for that thing anytime. So that is what readiness refers to. Loss of exercise means loss of use, loss of disuse. If you are doing something continuously means it is law of use. If you are not doing anything means it's law of disuse. Law of effect, positive impact, negative impact. We repeat the thing, we do not do that thing again. Okay, that is law of effect. Satisfaction and annoyance. Then secondary law of learning is laws of multiple response. Multiple response or attempts are done by cat before successful attempting. Okay, so which is multiple response will be given by the cat. Law of set on attitude, mindset. Okay, law of partial activities, problem is divided into parts. Law of analogy and assimilation is to add new knowledge. That is what assimilation refers to, that right? Already we have seen in Piaget thing, there is a word he used is assimilation, which means to add new knowledge. Law of associative shifting, learning can be shifted to another same situation. Example, mother son. Next, education implication, role of readiness in education, role of practice or exercise, importance of motivation, transfer of learning. Teaching is the arrangement of situation which will be used to describe bonds. First of all, punishment and reward here introduced in education by Thorndike only. Okay. Then Kohler's insight learning. Gestalt, the German word is whole. Okay, what Aristotle told us, the whole is different from the sum of its part. Okay, suppose if you consider the whole thing, it is different from if you are given the small parts. Gestalt school of psychology propounder or father is Max Wertheimer. Okay, Wertheimer, Kohler, Koffa, Kurt Lewin. Insight learning theory, based on cognitive elements like thinking, reasoning, perception, invented due to the sudden incidents on Canary Island during First World War. Kohler observed that now animals also learn like humans by intelligent inspection. Okay. Experiment on Sultan. He kept bananas outside the box. He made the problem more complex, like sticks plus sticks, box plus sticks, box plus box. Likewise, he used to put it in one cage. Okay, under insight, this comes a point which called aha moment, eureka moment, sudden solution. I have found it. Okay, so suddenly, when the monkey sees all the objects, it may have a thought like, okay, we got a solution, and all. It will stick one stick to the another, and it will stand on a box, and it may get that bananas. Okay, so that is what this thing refers to, which is Kohler insight learning. Understood? So then law of Gestalt, principle of similarity, principle of proximity, principle of closure, principle of continuity will come. Principle of similarity, proximity, closure, continuity will come. Principle of similarity is what? We are seeing the similar things. Okay. Principle of proximity refers to, we predict the two groups here. Here there is one group, here we are dividing into two groups. Principle of continuity means continuous. Principle of closure means it's in the closed. Okay, Bandura's social learning theory we are going to see. Albert Bandura is a social cognitive psychologist, means he used to interact with others. Okay, this theory is also known as social cognitive theory, modeling theory, imitation theory, observational learning theory. Understood? First of all, we are going to see Bobo doll experiment. A film was made in which adult model was shown beating up a Bobo doll and shouting aggressive words. Then film was shown to the group of children. Then the children were allowed to play in a room that held a Bobo doll. Those who had seen the film with the violent modes were more likely to beat the dolls, imitating the action of the model and shouting the words. Okay, So children can learn aggressive behavior from other things also. Reciprocal determination, behavior, environment, person. Behavior refers to action or decision. Environment refers to spaces, law, objects, everything. Person refers to it's a cognition, interactive. Okay. Observational learning means behavior is learned through watching and replicating others. Okay. Next, vicarious learning. Vicarious learning is a way of learning that allows individual to learn from experiment of others. By using the experiment of others, we can also learn. When the person sees or hears a live situation, watches a video, listens to a story, or imagines a situation, vicarious punishments decreases in frequency of certain behavior. When the child fails to answer the question, the teacher scolds her or him, decreases in frequency of certain behavior. Vicarious reinforcement is what? Increase in frequency of certain behavior. When the child imitate behavior based on someone else reinforced behavior. Okay. Jan got a new doll for her first time. I'm going to study hard. So it's like others are getting good things when they achieve something big. Then I am also going to achieve something something great. That is what vicarious reinforcement does. It makes us wants to observe or imitate other behavior to receive the prize. What would be the benefits? Easy to obtain an experience. It takes risk out of equation. Improvement in imitation and knowledge retention. You can learn from stories. Self-learning. Self-efficacy. Efficacy is a person's belief in his or her ability to succeed in particular situation. Stages of observational learning is attention, redirection, reproduction, motivation or reinforcement. This may be asked in one word. Okay, so you can remember this by ARRM.